Hey, welcome aboard, guys. Father Time in Boston, Massachusetts, Logan Airport. If you wouldn't mind subscribing down there. It's been a while since I posted a video. I've been tied up on another project, flight sim project, as a beta tester, which is going well. I decided, though, that today is October 24th at 3 p.m., and I have been off the 787 for a couple of weeks here, and I'm flying this bad boy to London out of JFK and the Across the Pond VATSIM event in a couple of days, on Saturday. Haven't broken that one to my wife yet. 10 hours in the basement, right? But that make you sick. Here we are in Boston, city of Boston, and we started with a cold, dark airplane, which is probably not realistic. Usually it's up and running, maintenance has it up and running by the time we get there, but let's go inside and get cranking. Okay. Go up the middle here. We get the we check for all the circuit breakers, ropes, windows closed and locked. We have the life vest behind the seat. There's no FP or FC today, but we got the halon fire extinguisher, pressure breathing equipment, crash axe, and we'll make sure we have the maintenance logs, spare pins for the gear, phones in the handle, trim's good, fuel levers are cut off. Throttles are idle, reversers are down, spoilers are down, gear handles down, radar's off, wipers are off, start up, go to the battery. Looks like they got external power, we put that on. We would do an APU fire test before we started it, but we're just going to start up the APU because we're going to get going right away. Okay, and at that point, I come up and turn the REUs on. Okay? Come down to the box. Excuse me, guys. And let's try to load this bad boy up. 787-10, Trent engine, so Rolls Royces. We have October 25th to November 1st, so that's today's October 24th, so that's good. Otherwise, we could switch these around. Position in it. I'm going to put in a reference, KBOS. I haven't flown international with this thing. It's obviously short runway, not a great idea, but we'll set the GPS coordinates in the inertial and get that aligning. Takes 10 minutes. We don't need to go to route yet, because what we're going to do first is going to go index, settings, next page. Make sure that we're signed into SimBrief before we do anything else. I'll go back, index, settings, weight and balance, and set that from the flight plan. Standing by. Completed. There it is. And now we're going to go to route requests. Meanwhile, Bob, if you haven't met Bob, he's my FO. Fly with him every flight. Super quiet dude. Super quiet. Not much help. Not much help at all. And we are American Airlines flight 123, and I do believe we are going off 22 right in Boston. 22 right. So that loads everything but the I did something wrong, didn't I? That one good. Clear that out. Maybe I typed too fast. 22 right. That's better. 22 right, and let's get the SID in there. It's the SOX 5, or the better yet, the SOX 6. No transition. It goes to SOX, and execute it. And the arrival at DCA, boarding is complete. Started boarding without you guys. All right, I know you're at Starbucks, and Delia for laughing. And we're going to try to do the RNAV 219. That's what our plan is. No VATSIM right now. Let's do transition. I don't know about that. We'll take a look at that later. So now we're going to go back and hit reference zero fuel weight. Oh, you know what we can do? And I can put in 5 here for reserves. Just running over to Philly. And 5. The cost index. Yeah, I'll be legit. The flight plan says 79. getting it off here off the sim brief, guys. Sim brief. And that's perfs done. And let's go over to the electronic flight bag. We'll load up the stuff here, all right? All right, initialize the flight. Performance. Copy FMC data. Takeoff weight, there you go. All that stuff's there. What is the temperature here? 15. See that? 15. So temperature is 15 Celsius. 15. And the wind is Boston 3033. It's a high altimeter. Winds at 230 at 9. Winds are 230 at 09. 230 at 09. All right, well, it's going to be one of those flights, right, guys? 230 at 09. And now we're going to go thrust rating. I'll do optimum, flap configuration, optimum, air configuration. Engine is auto. Nothing for the climb. CG. You see, I think it's 25. Enter. And climb. Condition, runway conditions dry. Everything's good. You got to calculate. Send output to the FMS. Looks like a flaps 5 takeoff. TO2. 141, 46, and engine excel, 15, 15 gross weight. That all looks good. 47 on the glare shield. 47. So I put that while it's there. While I'm here, oh, you guys, a lot of you guys like the cold dark dealy, so it's going to be kind of a long video. Okay, the 5 switches are off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're doing the SOX 5 out of here, which I have not set yet. So let's do that. Like I said, cold dark, right? So I started off with sim brief. I checked that spy, and there was nothing. No help anywhere. It's a little bit of JFK. I could have gone there. So let's unload, import flight from sim brief. These Boston to DCA. Download it, and there we go. Boston. We are the champions. We are right here at gate 23. We're going to go off 22 right. And we got a SID. It's the SOX. That's how they say it in Boston. It's awful that I say it like that. I am from Rhode Island, so I can say that stuff. Sounds just like them. 22 right. Climb on heading 215. This, of course, 14 to TJ. TJ Barry, 250 and 3000. Check this out. TJ and then 250, 3000. All right, we'll check the rest later. All right, so now the thrust limit, takeoff data should have been accepted. Like that. Snap trim 2, 141, 46, 54. And they say the pre-flight is complete, but we haven't done any winds, so I'm just going to get the wind request here going. And once that comes in, we'll, here we go, load on the, load it. And now I'm going to go VNAV, climb forecast, load that one, make sure those go in. Then I'm going to go to the descent page, forecast, load that one in. Now I think it's complete. So what we do is we go index, ref, ident, database is good, correct engines, trends, database, otherwise switch them around, right? You go to position, everything is aligned, there's aligning, you go route, you check that with Bob, you walk through the route, make sure it compares with the flight plan, got it all the way, no discontinuities, you go to legs, and you go plan mode, and you step through one leg at a time, looking for discontinuities, checking altitudes. All right, and then we know we put in the winds, and the flight plan is complete. I'll be on for takeoff I will be on the takeoff pages that just was on, right? And Bobby Boy's going to be on legs, and he's going to run the checklist for me when we get the chance. Looks like things are going pretty quickly, so I'm going to go ahead and get the sign on, and I'm going to call for, we'll be done with the checklist here in 5 minutes. I'm going to prepare for pushback and departure. Let's go outside, see what's going on out there, make sure I'm not getting ahead of myself. They're pulling back. Yeah, it looks like they're getting ready to. All right, good. Go back inside. And go back to the overhead. Everything is initialized. Emergency lights are on. There we go.
Hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback.
I would answer them and tell them to stand by. All right, right down here, right? I'm going to start with the columns. Everything's good. Generator's off because the drive lights are on. Wipers are off. Batteries, everything's good here. Lights are on. Window heat's all on. Hydraulics. I'm going to say we're cleared to push, so I'm going to get the hydraulics on while we're here. And put on the
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Seatbelts on. We got a NAV's light. We'll get beacon because we're going to be cleared to push. Oh, the jettison lights are off. We'll assume all this is done because Bobby Boy did it all. External power should be disconnected. Recirc fans are all on. Glare shield control panel is set. I'm going to use map mode, and I like to have airport on here and data, and I'll put on terrain out of here.
Locking gear.
Looks like we're going to time it pretty good. Right down the middle, we come back in, and I would do my, so would Bob, I do my oxygen test over here, I do all my lighting, I do my transfer lights, come across, I do my engine out, acceleration here should be at 810. Come back up here and do it. Field elevation is 10, so we put this at 810. One of the more difficult things to do is set this. So I'm going to get it in the ballpark, right about in there, all right? No, you know what? It's just who I am. I got to do it. All right, and altimeter, we're going to check for 3033. 3033. And check that against field elevation. To standby altimeter is good. Check it against Bob's. This one doesn't work. We'll hold off on the pushback just now. And so my stuff is set. Come down the middle. We've got auto brakes or RTO. Spoiler hand is down. Throttles are closed. Thrust levers are reverse levers down. Thrust levers are down. Flaps are up. Fuel controls are cut off. Stab trims closed. We got alternate flap selections. Alternate. We come in here. We go VHF. Boston ground. 121.9. Switch that over. And what is tower? Sorry to bother you like this, guys. Ground 21.9. And tower, east tower, we'll say 32.225. 32.225. Oh, I gotta do radios, don't I? 132.225. We call for clearance. That's tower. That's ground. That's tower. There's no ramp here. We put guard over here. 121.5. And that's it. We'll be talking the ground with this guy, but that doesn't work. Over here, we're going to put in transponder, and our clearance we'll say was 3244. And we'll go TARA. Get that ready. And all this is idle. Good. Call for pushback. We get permission. And let's get a little oriented before we do everything. So once again, we're at gate 23. We're going to go off 22 right. So a pushback nose right and anticipate right on Alpha 2. We'll stay on Alpha, transition to November, and hold short of 1-5 left over here. All right, that's what we're going to do. So nose right. All right, we cleared the push. Let's do the checklist. Passenger signs are on. I do believe I turned them on, right? Yes, they are on. MCP. Talked about that. 147's V2. All the switches are up. Runway heading should be .224, something like that. I'm going to take a look at it. Should have done that earlier, right? All right, so let's go ahead and double check those. We are in no hurry to do this. Runway headings 215. Will be an LNAV departure, BNAV also. And let's make sure the SID is a 5,000 SID. SID, oh, SOX. SOX speed restriction 250 to Paso. We did all those, checked them all. 5,000 is in the window, so MCP radios is checked. Takeoff speeds, we got that. And on page 2, we would want to make sure that our engine out acceleration was 800. We got a thrust reduction at 1500, excel at 1500 to end. So takeoff's complete. Go back to previous page. CDU pre-flight is complete. We talked about that. And stab trim is 2. So here it is right here. Right now it's 8. Pretty forward CG, huh? Guess it's a light fuel load. I'm just going to get it into the middle of the green band, guys. I don't want to go all the way up to 2. That seems excessive. That's good. This item I'll just override. All right, checklist is complete. For taxi. All right, so we're good. Clear to push. So let's get up here. Say goodbye to the people. And deporting. Boarding complete. Continue pushback. Nose right.
Release parking brakes.
And brakes release.
Commencing
Double check
push.
here.
All engines clear. Start at will.
Start at will. Wing anti-ice off. Yeah, it should be off. Why is there a wing anti-ice message there that it's off? Oh, I see. Everything should be in auto. Missed that. All right. Okay, good. Start at will. Up here, go left. Left turns the packs off, right? Correct? And we'll go left. Left, let it start. I'm going to let Bob start the engines. And we're going to go outside and watch the pushback because that's what we do. I love this stuff. Yeah, so we got, today is Tuesday, October 24th, 2023. I retired 6 weeks ago from American Airlines. Never flew the 787. I flew 5 years, a couple of thousand hours on the triple. Flew a lot of Boeings, 5,000 hours on the 75, 76, and a couple of thousand, 1,500 on the 73. And then I have MD-11 time, a couple of thousand, about 5,000 on the A300-600, Airbus 300-600, which is an A310. 21,000 hours Air Force before that. Pretty new to the sim game. I'm not a flashy producer of videos. Getting a little better. We have like 1,246 followers today, give or take 1. And if you wouldn't mind subscribing down there, that way, in the corner, it's a picture of me standing up my airplane, outside my airplane on my final flight a few weeks ago. There's a video if you want to watch my retirement flight. That was a lot of fun. Pretty emotional. Pretty good. Anyway, if you don't mind subscribing, that'd help a lot, and really appreciate it. So our deal is we're going to come up here, taxi Alpha, and transition to this taxiway for runway 22 right, fly LNAV, VNAV departure, go into Washington, try to fly that RNAV by the Pentagon. I'm going to put a little more daylight in so that we're able to see as we make our approach. Let's do that, all right? And there goes your immersion, right? I'm not,
Waiting your confirmation for
I'm not
good
the
engine
best
start.
guy for immersion, guys. Because I do a lot of silly stuff and do a lot of talking, flying around.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
All right, I'm going to tell Bob, Fox 5, we're going to come back inside and take a look up here. Flaps are 5. And we're going to go flight controls. Cabin temperature. Cabin temperature. Okay, that's not good, guys. Let's see. Cabin temperature. What did I do wrong up here? Cabin temperature. I might just be a malfunction.
Unlocking gear.
Air. Cabin temperature. The pink is selected. The other one is
Tow truck
normal.
disconnected.
I don't know.
Bypass bin
That's
removed.
what actually it is. Those are in degrees Celsius.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
All right, there we go, out of the way. Cabin temperature. You know, I wish that I could put that into Celsius. I'm going to see if I can. Index, settings. No, we want this in heading. Heading, IRS, Excel, instant, real, DMS, weight and balance. Yeah, I don't know why it's showing a cabin temperature. Don't know. Let's go back to the overhead. We give that guy a salute when he leaves. Yeah, I don't really see any reason or what we can do. We can go ahead and turn it down a little. Maybe that'll help, right? But let me do that. Get that going. Cool it. The packs are on. Turn the APU off. I don't know. It's always something. Anti-ice is off. It's not 10 degrees or visible moisture. Recall, we'll check that. Check here. Recall, we do have the cabin temp. Don't know what that is. You guys know, we're always positive about comments here. Please help us. Flight controls. Let's go on the flight control page. And there it is. And right, left, up, down, tail, rudder. Take your time, nice and smooth on those. Flight controls, APU shutting down. This and the flaps are 5. Looks good. And that's for takeoff. So I'm going to go back to nav display on CDU over here, and Bobby stays on that, and I stay on takeoff. And this should be 155. 155. Okay. And Boston ground, American 123 Heavy off gate 23 taxi. American 123 Heavy, Roger taxi. Alpha is holding point of 22 right, you cleared across 15. Alpha holding point 22 right, cleared across 15 for American 123 Heavy. That cabin temp went away, guys, down here. It's a miracle. All right, let's go. It's a nice taxi and airplane. It's a nice machine, this ASOBO -10. Really is. Does a nice job. Microsoft Flight Simulator, my experience, don't know why, is that it's not easy to taxi. When I was over on P3D, airplanes taxied a lot better. Let me get the taxi chart out so that we can always know where we are. It's kind of realistic because we actually, here we're going to go, guys, Alpha to November. Alpha November, and they cleared us to cross 15 right. Usually they would, see that hot spot there? That's that circle hot spot. They would almost always have us hold short. All right, they're going to go weights, winds, and temperatures on the closeout. Weights are below plan. We're max power takeoff, so if we were above plan at all, we'd have to, we're actually not at max power takeoff, we're reduced. So that's takeoff weight plus 3,000, planned takeoff weight plus 3,000. If we were above that, we'd need new numbers, or we could go max power. Weights are good. The zero fuel weight is updated in the box. That would be done automatically through ACARS link. Winds, it's a headwind. We said it was like 230 at 9 on runway 22, so about a 9 knot headwind. If it was a tailwind, it was 3,500 pounds per knot about of a penalty. So if it was a 10 knot tailwind, you'd lose 35,000 pounds off your takeoff limited weight. That's not the case today. We get headwind and temperature. We're at flex power, so it doesn't really matter because we're well below the 40 degrees. But if we were max power at 16 out there in our TPS versus 16, if we were 1 degree over, we'd have to get all new numbers, which wouldn't be a problem today. Weights, winds, and temperature check. Takeoff, down, and bugs are checked. MCP and radios, we check the base. Really important, we'd want to check the correct runway 22 right, because if you've got a SID filed, you can end up really off course if you got the wrong runway in there and you hit LNAV, turn right into traffic. Little inside brake here, as I cheat, because I was a little hot. If you're above 10, this thing tends to punish you. Okay, make sure we're clear to cross, clear left, clear right, finals clear, and clear to cross. Yep. And I'm going to do the PA. Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please. Go up here, get on the HUD, get on the hood. Yeah, I published this video, guys. It's not VATSIM, it's nothing fancy, it's basically back into flying, that's all. And with the river visual down there, whatever they call it these days. Short runway, big airplane, probably the wrong airplane. Let's say we're Boston, let's say we were going down to bring the Boston Red Sox down to play the Washington, what are they, the Washington Nationals? Or something like that. I'd say the Patriots in to play the Commanders, but they have their own airplanes. Yeah, you don't think I, as a Patriots fan, you don't think I wanted to fly that when I retired. They have a couple of 767s. I was hoping they would get 777s, and I was all current on it at the time. But I understand that's an old boys network, of course, that's not going to happen. All right, we're the only airplane in the field, so contact tower. And Logan Tower, American 123 Heavy's ready for takeoff, 22 right. Yeah, line up and wait, American 123 Heavy, runway 22 right. Line up and wait, 22 right, American 123 Heavy. Finals clear, line up and wait. So we can come up here and get the lights all on. I'm going to put, let's get all the lights on. There's nobody else here. Usually you don't do this, all of it. Usually just put the runway turn off and the wing lights on until you clear for takeoff. And I'm going to assume that they're going to keep us rolling, so we're going to ding them. All right, forward takeoff check is now really complete. LNAV, VNAV departure, toga. All right, looking good, baby. Let's slow it down for the turn. Yeah, I usually like to get the speed down below 10 for the turn, especially if it's wet. Get yourself in trouble. And check finals clear. Truth is, we usually go finals clear, and the other guy goes, yeah, clear right, just in case, right? Somebody's coming in on the wrong runway. You're lining up on the wrong runway. Looks like 22 right to me. I would check it if we had our moving map mode. Check it against that too. Why not? Wouldn't be the first aircraft to take off on the wrong runway, right? It's good to be back here, not doing that other program, because this is easy compared to that, mostly because it's not VATSIM. I got to get back up to speed for sure on this before I go. My nose gear is wherever this speed tape is. So it looks like today we nailed it. American 123 Heavy, you're clear for takeoff, T2 right. Clear for takeoff, T2 right. American 123 Heavy. So we bring the throttles up to about 40%. When we get them there, they're coming up evenly, we go toga. You get up to 40% so you don't get a big pull if one of them comes up and the other doesn't. First set. At 80, we do an Excel check. 80, across cockpit, everything looks good. How's it rate? Gear up. So the big circle's where you go. You should put the little circle inside the big circle, right? On the HUD takeoff. And American 123 Heavy, contact Boston departure 35-2. 35-2, American 123 Heavy. Boston departure, American 123 Heavies out of 1,400 for 5,000. Roger, American 123 Heavy, Boston departure, climb maintain, flight level 220. Climb maintain, flight level 220, American 123 Heavy. And Bob puts in 220 up on the clear shield for me. Looks good. Rolling on out. Get rid of the HUD, guys. You can see on the flight plan, legs, there's at or above, so we're good. All right, so we can start cleaning it up. Go flaps 1. Flap, flap. Here's our turn. Have takeoff climb checklist, please. Have takeoff climb checklist complete. Flaps are up, gears up. Engine ice not necessary, and the APU is shut down. That's in case you had the APU on for takeoff. LNAV in it, VNAV in it. Going to Washington National. All right, autopilot's on. Let's just go all the way up here. American 123 Heavy, contact Boston Center, 132.8. 132.8, American 123 Heavy. Radio. That's not good, guys. What is that, right? Don't know what that is. Oh. Try that one more time. 132.8. Yeah, he caught me. Boston, American 132, 123 is out of 10,000, climbing to flight level 20. American 123, roger, climb, maintain flight level 4, let's make that 380. Climb, maintain 380, American 123. Out of 10, so we can reach up to the overhead and ding them. I know at VATSIM they turned off the lights, climbing through here as well. Everything but the nav beacons and strobes are off. All right, he said 38. So climbing to 38. All right, look good. Let's take a look outside. Like I said, not the flashiest of sim guys, but I have fun. That's Logan back there, or Boston's back there. Providence is right up in here, I do believe. That's my stopping ground. I grew up right around here back in the day. Our route of flight. Can we see Cape Cod back there? No, let me see. Nah, can't see it. How pretty that is, huh? All right, let's go back inside. Yeah, I'm still working out some of the kinks, having been away from the 7.8 for a while. You don't go back in with any of my throttle switches, my views. My custom views, switches in position. You got to take them out of position. I'm out of the habit for that. Climbing nicely. .38. There you go, next page. Our optimum is 39, max 41. We're heading west, so they want us at 38. Here's 18 altimeters. And before I go, I'm going to set the DC altimeter of 3035. I'm going to get that preset. 3035. And now it's standard. Let's see if Bob ever finished that checklist for me. Yes, I've takeoff prime checklist complete. That's just the descent. I'll get this preset. These three. Refs, approach. Just it's obviously going to come down, but we'll be flaps 30 breaking straight. Gross weight's going to be, we're below our max landing weight. Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. It's Captain Richard, your simulated captain today. We are underway to Reagan Airport in Washington, D.C. I'd like to welcome you all aboard. We're passing 21,000 feet. We're cruising at 38,000 feet. As you can tell, we're experiencing smooth flight conditions, so I'm going to turn off the fasten seatbelt sign. With the seatbelt sign off, you're now free to move about the cabin. I'd like to remind you that while at your seats, you are required to keep your seatbelts fastened securely about you. Expecting about a 10-minute early arrival, so those of you making connections in the D.C. area have very comfortable walk to connecting flights. It's presently 20 degrees Celsius down in Washington, about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Clear skies. The winds are out of the south at 10 miles per hour, and they're landing on runway 19 with about 10 miles visibility. So it's supposed to stay nice all day. Once again, welcome aboard. We'll come back on approximately 25 minutes before landing as we start our descent to give you the most current weather and proposed landing time. Thank you. And that's it. Yeah, so cross the pond. You guys do cross the pond? Cross the pond eastbound. It's a DATSIM event. You sign up to be in the lottery a couple of months early. They do a lottery, and you get a date from either the, like in this case, the 18th through the 23rd, and the slots, of course, get less each date. I think I had the 20th, so I got New York to Heathrow at a decent hour, 8:10 in the morning, East Coast time, which is 12:10 Zulu. I've got to be in the cockpit ready to go. My slot time is 8:10 in the morning. So I'll go downstairs, believe it or not, around 6:10, do my flight plan, check the NOTAMs, check the track message, get really ready. I'm going to play it really straight for the North Atlantic crossing. This one heading select by accident. For whatever reason, that's not, I like to keep the heading bug slewed around. I'm going to get this a little bit different here. I think I'd like it like that. Maybe, about like this. I want to be able to see the PFD when I do this. So Control Alt, that'll be my number 2 view. See if that works out. Yeah, that's good. And you know, the reason why that's not great, sometimes it's hard to turn this, you're not kind of on there. There we go. I like to keep the heading bug slewed around. For whatever reason, that's making itself difficult here. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Yeah, that ought to be good. About like that. Maybe a little more to the right. Yeah, how's that? That's better. Save that custom view to number 2. Yeah, that's much better. Yeah, so you take off out of Kennedy. I guess you got to wait for pushback clearance. You get clearance delivery. You sign on to be pilot. You know all that stuff with DATSIM. And they're going to have full staffing all the way from clearance delivery at Kennedy, all the way through to Gander, Shanwick, Shannon, London, London approach, Tower, ground. all the way to the gate in London. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. Got a bunch of guys that are on our Discord. By the way, we do have a Discord. If you all would like to be part of it, we would love to have you on board. Go up to Bob, get Bob his nav display. We have, I think, about 140 guys over on Discord, and it's pretty active. They talk a lot among themselves. I do visit. I comment at least once a day. I get in there, but these guys, they're very, they're kind of top of the line guys. They know a lot. So if you have a question about anything, usually the answer is there. I ask them questions all the time, and guys are very, very helpful. I don't know why this does not want to cooperate here. Let's see something here, guys. See that? It's very unusual. I wonder if my mouse is in a different mode here. Control, mouse default, mouse profile 2, default, apply and save. All right, let's try it out. Sorry to have you do that. Once again, the emergent is terrible. Not my thing. But I do know what I'm talking about in a lot of areas. When it comes to the sim, though, so anyway, you get your clearance from Kennedy, and you fly out, you get over Gander, you get over Moncton, you get over Gander, then you go to this site called nattrack.batsim.net, and you can actually do your oceanic clearance through them, and it'll pop up there. Or you can get it from Gander, it'll pop up on your V-Pilot. You get your oceanic clearance. You got to have your track message indicator number ready. We don't have one for this flight, or I'd show it to you. You go across the 30 West, they change you over to Shanwick. Usually that's on HF. CPDLC normally, it's all automated, but then we do an HF cell call check. I think though for the VATSIM, it's going to be on VHF, probably 31.8 for Shanwick. And then you'll make landfall, get on with Shannon, not Shanwick, but Shannon, who's like ATC, Air Traffic Control, New York Center, Kansas City Center. Shanwick and Gander Oceanic are just basically guys with clipboards in a dark room. Not a lot of, no radar going on. Regular Gander and Shannon are regular radar facilities like New York Center, Boston Center, Kansas City Center. But Gander, Oceanic, and Shanwick are not. They're just guys in sequence flights going across. Then you make your descent in with London. And you go to a director. After that, they hand you over the radar vectors to final, intercept, fly the ILS, the tower. Usually the speeds going into London of 210 on downwind, 180 on base, 160 to Fort ME, 185 if you go missed approach. There's a lot going on. Now London, I don't know if Heathrow, I've got the Heathrow Inibuilds map. Inibuilds Heathrow. It's supposed to be pretty fantastic. I haven't flown there since I got it, but I'm wondering if they have the follow the greens. When you land at London, they give you green lights to your gate. It's like the pilot's dream, right? The thing that scares us most is the taxi, and that's where it's easiest to get disoriented. It's been better since we got the iPads with a little moving map. So this is Long Island, guys, down here. Go outside. Just give you a little tour here, geography lesson. Okay. This is Long Island, Montauk Point. That's the Hamptons over here. This is the South Shore. That's the North Shore. That's the South Shore. South Shore is the open water. All in here, that's Long Island Sound. Long Island Sound. This is the South Fork of Long Island. The North Fork, a lot of vineyards in here. So Moncton, Hamptons, South Fork, South Shore, North Shore, South Fork, North Fork, and this is Connecticut shoreline here. And I live up here in Hammonasset. That's where I live. I grew up in Rhode Island up that way, but this is New London area, Groton, Old Saybrook. Trying to see if you can see Newport's back here. Newport area, Rhode Island, Providence is up there. Block Island, Martha's Vineyard. I think this is Fisher Island down here. I think that's Fisher Island. Not sure, to be honest with you. Anyway, but we're not going there. We're going to DC. Of course, we can go in to the cockpit. Increase the range a little. Islip Airport's out here. Yeah, we're flying west, so they've got us at an even altitude. Talk a little about the HUD while we're here. Not the best HUD view, I must say. That's the best HUD view. Should have had that for takeoff, but I like to be able to see the PFD. So this circle, this gull-looking thing, the wing, that's where the airplane wants you to go. You're supposed to put the little circle inside the big circle. There's a secret: the command bars. Get them steady, and then you can fine-tune this. Something that's really funny, you guys have heard me talking about it before. 7-8, you both have HUDs. The 7-3, only one of us had HUDs. But the 7-8, whoever's flying on final, you see them doing this, and you're kind of looking down, and the bars are just nailed. Yet they're doing this. That's how sensitive the HUD is. It is extremely sensitive. The HUD, the airlines like the HUD. The reason they like the HUD, auto land certification is expensive. You have to test the systems, get auto lands. It's expensive and time-consuming. Ties up maintenance guys sometimes. If you have the HUD, you have a 50-foot decision height, 50 feet with the HUD. So you can get all the way down to 50 feet. The airplane is more than capable of auto landing, but if you don't have to, if you're not going to try to certify it, keep that currency up, you don't do it. But in an emergency, this thing obviously is capable of auto landing. We just don't certify it for them. So our decision height is 50 feet. I was like that in the 7-3. Pretty sure in the HUD, with the HUD, that's what it's like in the 7-8 as well. You get that heading. Salute around. I'm going to go down this way. So when we turn, we're all set to go. So I'm going to head out over the water, huh? Maybe a little drone time. Formation. On his wingtip. Tuck it in there, soldier. Do a little air refueling here. Boom, get connected, hitting our gas. If we get erratic, they say breakaway, 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 and you're supposed to descend, pull the power back. Don't do what I just did. Get away. Then if they get brave, they'll clear you back in. Come in. Start taking your gas. Get erratic. Breakaway, breakaway, breakaway. Okay. Any questions on air refueling? And yeah, you can air refuel in a turn too. You know how I know? I have never air refueled. I was a T-37 instructor for most of the time, but I did do tankers for 2 years, so I know that. Anyway, little added bonus from Father Time there. Have fun? Take a look at the cockpit. How you doing, guys? Father Time here. Very cool. You gotta love this flight sim stuff, guys. You have to love it. Yeah, version's not my specialty, is it? All right, back inside. Enough of that nonsense. American, contact New York Center 35-9. 135-9 for American 123 heavy. Actually, I wouldn't say heavy. You only say heavy with departure, approach, tower, and ground. 135-9. Looks good. That wasn't 135-9, was it? I'm having a lot of fish types here today. That's why I'm practicing for Batson. New York Center, American 123 Heavy is at flight level 380. 123 Heavy, New York Center, roger. That's it. So Bob, how are things at home? Yeah, Bob's not a big talker, guys. That's pretty much what you get every time. He also doesn't really help me. I make a lot of mistakes, and he's really kind of not there for me. Select MFD. How did the MFD get off? I must have clicked something. MFD is a switch that switches around. I don't know where it is on here. I've actually never seen it. You go left, right. Nope. MFD. I did hear something click a while back. Maybe it's on the CDU. Yeah. Huh. I guess that's it. Sorry about that, Bob. I think I did that. All right, so let's take a look at Washington National. So we're doing about 8 miles a minute, and we've got about 130 miles of top of descent. So 80 would be 10 minutes, right? 120 would be 15. So we're going to start down to about 18 minutes. So we want to have it I like to have it briefed up nice and early. Washington National. Reagan. I always call it National. That's how old I am. All right, so star, and we are doing the Dealey 3 Laughlin transition. Is Dealey 3? Dealey 3. Laughlin transition, which is out here. So we want to go to the box, legs. Now we're going to check our points, all of them. Laughlin. We go down to the next page. Okay, Laughlin built at 11, Dealey at 280 and 10. Laughlin built at 11, Dealey at 280 and 10. Laughlin built at 11, Dealey at 280 and 10. Edgy at 10. Yuck. Oh, yuck at 10. Let me go previous. Dealey at 10. Edgy at 10. Oh, we're going the other way. Landing south. And then Thane, no speed. Megs, landing south, runway 19. Expect radar clearance of vectors to final from Megs. So that all checks. Then we're going to go in and we're going to do the approach. RNAV 19. RNAV R and P runway 19. Okay, let's go here. It's from Derek. Naturally, in the airplane it's good because this doesn't keep disappearing, right? You have to check all these points. Derek, Brett's at or above 7. CTOC at 15. Then it's a looping right turn. This is a prohibited area. This is very, very strict guidance. CTOC at 15. Fonby, Jubal, Warsaw. Fonby, Jubal, Warsaw. It blows out on final. And Warsaw. And then you got to go to the next page here. And fire up. Fire up. And that's it. The RNAV RNP is 0.11. So we got to go to something we have to do here. Normally RNAVs are 0.3. But when you get down to 0.11, you got to go to Prague page 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. You put in 125. I'm going to put it in now. It's a little early. 125 in the vertical RNAV, and I'm going to put in 0.11. Whenever you're below 0.3, you got to get a nav accuracy check from a satellite check. Satellite predictability check. All these things are on loan from the military and the satellites. So if the military's running some exercise, they may degrade some satellites or doing maintenance or recalcs on them. So you're going to say, hey, we're going to fly an approach down below 0.3. Are we going to have enough accuracy? And they get a message back saying, yes, no planned degradations. Dispatch sends you a message back. The nav accuracy check, the reliability check is complete. You're clear to go. Could be on your flight plan, but usually isn't. Usually you got to send a free tech message, and the dispatch goes in, checks it, says, yeah, you're good to go down to 0.11. That's that. Glad you could see that. And then DA is 491. Let's go up here. Remember, we're going to set this one. $491. It's so hard to set it in this side. The airplane's really easy, by the way, guys. Set this. There you go. Now I'm just gonna bring it all the way down, manually clicking it. Yeah, it's humbling. You know what? Doesn't want to do it. $1,001, $1,002, $1,001, $1,002. Oh my goodness. 491. Yeah, we got nothing but time, right? Nothing but time. Why bother? Because I don't want the minimums call to go at the wrong time. The airplane that's obviously very easy to set. Anyways, our minimum was set. Last thing we have to do is look at our, not really set. I'm still playing with it. Oh my God, I'm gonna get it. Nope. All right, good enough, right? You guys suffered enough on that one. You definitely suffered enough. All right, so back to the approach. Got our minimum set 491. If we can only get down to 0.3, let's say the dispatch came down and said, hey, this the accuracy check, satellite reliability is not available. We'd have to go to 0.3, and that would raise our decision altitude up to 550. But he said it was good, so we're down to 0.11. Whenever it's below 0.3, you've got to keep the autopilot engaged until you until the runway is in sight. If the weather's down below 1,003, below 0.3, you have to keep the autopilot engaged down. I think it's down to minimums, close to minimums. Have to review that. Landing. It's going to be scary. Don't be afraid. So we're going to land 7,100 feet, no problem. We do a landing check. We definitely have to do it because below 8,000 feet. We come up with around 4,500 feet is our landing roll for flaps 30. Right-hand turn off. Let's see our gates. I don't know which one is a American Airline gates. We'll just park. We'll find one of these. With GSX, we'll figure out which gates are available for us. I don't think you can do it in flight, right? Nope. Nope. That'd be cool. It'd be cool if you could look it up in flight. We'll figure it out when we land. All right, so after all that, here's our top of descent. Let's say they came on and they said, American, contact Washington Center 13212. Washington Center 13212, American 123. Yeah, this thing's being kind of funky. Let's just do it from here. That's how flexible we are, guys. Machine's trying to mess with our heads. No, sir. No, sir. 212. I'm actually enjoying the challenge of this. Alright, it's not working. Let's go back up here. Back in here. Fresh little machine. Invalid entry. 132.12. We're going to be in Miami by the time I get this in here. All right. Maybe it's 132. 132.125. Washington, American 123 is at flight level 380. Roger, American 123, you are cleared to Reagan Airport via the Dealey 3. Descend and maintain, to maintain 5,000 feet. Cleared cleared via the Dealey 3, descend and maintain 5,000 feet, American 123. So, if you remember the Dealey, bottom altitude. Got to cross Yuck, so they're clearing us down even lower. So we're going to go to 5,000 feet. All right, so we go up to our window. Put in 5,000. We are in path. Big deal right there, right? In path. We'll put in 5,000. All right. And so when we get to the top of descent, which is 40 miles, so guys, if 8 miles a minute, that's 5 minutes, right? It's going to descend and it's going to make all these restrictions and cross Dealey at 10 and then continue on down to 5,000 feet after Dealey. Let's take a look at the something here. Go plan. Decrease the range here. And I'm going to look at the legs. Step through them. There's Dealey. And it kind of puts you on a downwind. All right, let's go up here. We'll get a little bit of a less range. Downwind. Get a little more. And then the radar vector is over towards Derek for the RNAV arrival. Probably left-hand turn, direct Derek to the IREC. All right. And what are we supposed to parse Derek at? It was 2,500. $2,600. Let's see, that clears all the way down to 2,600. All right. Now, when they clear us for the approach, we can go ahead and set in 491. Well, now we have a little more time. Some engine, some noises. I wonder, maybe it's my wife vacuuming upstairs. She's killing my immersion here. She said, no, honey, you killed our immersion a long time ago. All right. That wasn't very nice, was it? How's our bugs doing over here? Approach speed, we got brakes 3. Yeah, it's 145 now. I'm probably going to be down there 144 by the time we get there. Here I didn't focus on the direction to turn off. Runway 19, probably a right-hand turn, left-hand turn off, okay? We'll probably get off down at Sierra. Sierra, Kilo, and we'll pick out a gate using GSX here. It's probably going to be one for a big airplane like this. Probably going to be one of these ones at the end. And you can see that we're on Kilo. We're probably going to have to hold short of 1533 because there's sometimes the little airplanes landing there. I have actually landed on this runway at a 7.3. We could land on 5,000-foot runways. Yeah, that's a little bit exciting. Hopefully we can get a little tour. Let's check the weather. DCA ATIS. Oh, the weather clear. 3033 ATIS. Expect the river visual runway 19. Yeah, we can't do that. I don't think that's in our box. It pretty much follows that ground track anyway. We're going to start our descent here, RIN path, and you can see that we're coming up on our top of descent. I don't think there's a river visual. Nah, those are all RNAVs. Hey, Captain Marvel just did a terrible thing here, and I took out the RNAV to 19. There we go. All right, looks good. And there we go, we're on the descent. And Washington American 123 Heavy, 123 is out of flight level 380, descending on the DLE 3 to 5,000. 193 Heavy, roger. For 193 Heavy, you can descend and maintain 2,600 descent via the DLE 3. Descend via the DLE 3 down to 2,600 for American 123. All right, let's do the checklist, Bobby boy. Can't recall. Nothing. So we lost that temperature. Guess we cooled them off back there. Probably freezing by now, right? Auto brakes 3. Landing data is we checked. It's 4,500 feet. on a 7,000 foot runway. Approach brief's complete, descent check's complete, and we'll get the altimeters here in a moment. And ladies and gentlemen, it's Captain Richard. We've started our descent into Ronald Reagan Airport. The weather in Reagan is presently 70 degrees, around 20 degrees Celsius, landing to the south at around, winds are around 10 miles per hour out of the south. We're estimating touching down in just about 24 minutes from now and having you to gate about 10 minutes early. Once again, thank you very much for choosing American Airlines. Yeah, say the same thing over and over again for 36 years, 27 as a captain, 26 as a captain. Yikes. So old. All right, we're staying in path. We're watching the VNAV path here. You see how this is amber? That's because I put in 125. If I went to Prague, that's for final approach. If I waited and did that later, I just don't do that because I don't want to forget it. And I cleared that. It's not going to let me do it. What if I put it, was at 400? That'll turn to green because the parameters farther out are much larger for the required nav. I'm putting in for RNAVs, we want plus or minus 75 feet on our indicator here. So we put in 125 to get that. That's it. So we updated the RNP because it was below 0.3. We got a satellite accuracy check. Make sure the military isn't downing some of the satellites. We put in our RNP down to 125 to get plus or minus 75 feet on the RNAV RNP indicator here. That's the bracket. We put in our minimums of 491. That's our DA. We've loaded our approach. We've checked all of our legs. You also do have to check your glide path on final. I'm not sure it's going to have it here. See how it says 3 degrees? You got to compare that to the approach charts. Degrees. Yeah, it's kind of a pretty approach. If you haven't done it before, you come in, you're going to see the Capitol buildings over here, Washington Monument. Naturally, if you were to turn and fly over here, so on departure, you're really going to hang a left right away. These are prohibited areas. Technically, you know, they could shoot you down. I don't think they do that. It's a Washington Monument there. But I don't know what the weather's going to be like. I think it's not bad, right? So we should be able to see something. 10 miles in clear skies, so we ought to get a nice view of Washington, D.C. as we come in. I'm doing this because one of our guys asked me to do the river visual, but we're not going to do the river visual. We're going to do the RNAV, which mirrors the river visual, because we don't have the river visual in our Navigraph approach charts. Probably thinks I need drag here, but there's no hard speeds on the arrival, so I'm going to let it be a little fast. So we got right in the glide path, the brackets, RNP required navigational planning versus actual national navigational planning is required. It's 125. Actual at this point is 81. Some things you would have to go around for if you in the weather on an RNAV RNP. If they said unable RNP, you would have to go around. If it said confirm RNP, you wouldn't have to do that, go around. But I think the other one is unable RNP. Unable RNP. Might have said that. Coming up on 18, I'm going to get the lights on the overhead now. I'm one of those guys that when I think about it, I do it. So if it's a couple of thousand feet early, I don't worry about it. To me, the more you get done early, the better. Within regulation. I'm a stickler for that stuff. So with this approach, this star takes us all the way in to a left downwind to the RNAV. So we'll have to get it coupled up in VNAV, RNAV, and open the window. You're going to hear me say this. 2 buttons, 2 windows. These are the 2 buttons, LNAV, VNAV, 2 windows. You got to open this window and speed select, control the speed manually, and put the minimums in of 491. It would be 500 in here. So they're going to clear us for the approach. Go LNAV, VNAV, 2 buttons. Push this button, speed intervene, put in this, control your speed manually, and roll down your altitude to decision altitude. 2 buttons, 2 windows. When we cross the FAF, which is CTOC at 1500, we check CTOC versus plus or minus. I think it's 200 feet, to be honest with you. And then we also have to, when it's no longer magenta, when it's white, meaning it's not our active point, we're past it, and we're at least 300 feet below missed approach altitude, which is 3,000, which of course it will be. We set 3,000 in the window. So there's a bunch of things that you'll hear me talking about as we get farther down. There's our altimeters. Altimeter is 3035. It did a little correction there. The real airplane knows what you have preset back there. So when you push it, it's already compensated for that. This one said, wow, that's a high altimeter, and it did a little juke to correct. And if you ever need to change, that's a good point. If you ever need to change, like going into Europe on a VATSIM flight, your descent forecast, your transition level, you can put anything in here. Like in Europe, a lot of times it's 6, 7, as low as 3,000 feet, 4,000 feet. You put it in here. Today it's 18. And that will give you the altitude warning at the correct time. So altimeters are set. I'll set that. That might not work out because we might have to rearm it. Go to the box. I can tell you exactly how long we're going to be till we land. 25 at 6, so it's coming up on 7. So about 18 minutes from now, we'll be touching down. Let's go outside and take a look around. It's our nation's capital out there. It's an airport down here. I'm not sure what airport it is. Down here, let's go inside and find out. Just being a curious sort, right? I really have to remember to take those switches out of the position. It's very obnoxious. Let me go here. Airports are still selected. I need to get the range out a little bit. That's not Baltimore. Baltimore's farther up, so I don't know what that one is. It's Andrews right off our nose. We're going to fly right over Andrews Air Force Base, right there, as we make our turn to downwind. That's Dulles out here. Baltimore up there. So there's billet, guys, at 11. Billet at 11. It should be slowing down to 250 below 10, right? We're watching it. Supposed to level Dealey at 10, and it says 280 at Dealey. It's planning on being at Dealey at 280 and 10. It's not worried about it because we got to go all the way to edge it before we slow down. So looks like it knows what we're doing. It's doing. It's probably starting to slow here shortly. It's in path, so it's supposed to know. We're going to give it a chance. Waiting for the glide path to come back down. Right now we're 17 miles from Dealey. We only got to lose 1,000 feet, so it's not in a hurry to get down. So anytime you have you're doing an RNAV arrival, you're always watching it, backing it up. You check the points religiously, and you're always watching it. kind of fly along with it. American 123 Heavy, contact Reagan approach, 123.9. 23.9, American 123 Heavy. So why don't we do better on this one? 123.9. Here we go. There we go. Now let's get tower in there on the other side. And approach American 123 Heavy. We have information Quebec at 1000, descending via down to 2600 via the Dealey 3. American 123 Heavy, roger, continue descent down to 2600 via the Dealey 3. Continue descent down to 2600 via the Dealey 3, American 123 Heavy. So here we go, tower is 19.1, right? And ground 21.7, 19.1, 21.7. Usually don't change over until you make contact with the next controller, in case you got the wrong free. 19.1 and then 21.7. We put ramp over on this radio if we had one, but we don't. So guard would be over here, but we're not going to do it. All right, so it's starting to descend now because it's going to want, of course, Dealey at 10. And we know it's in its head, it's thinking it's going to be a Dealey 10 280. So that's what it's trying to do. It's right on the glide path. Right on the glide path. Let's put the HUD down before I forget. I'm not a HUD guy anymore, so easy to forget it. It's a better HUD view would be like this, right? And then you pull it down like that. Yeah. All right, Dealey at 10 and 280. So there's 10, it's that 280, and after that, it's going to go. That's pretty much it, but we're cleared down to 2600, so it's going to do a nice, easy descent down to 2600. FMC message. What? I don't see any FMC message. All right, flight attendants, prepare for landing, please. And we come up here and we ding-a-ling them out of 10. We get the seatbelt sign, should have been on already. All right, American, start your descent now down to 2,600 feet, please. All right, we'll start descent now down to 2,600, American 123 Heavy. 2,600. He wants us to descend now with a level change. We'll do it at 240. So we're no longer on the arrival descent. We're just following the ground track. That's descending real fast, so I think we'll go vertical speed. I think we can go 1,200 feet per minute. That'll be just fine. Keep an eye on it, right? Got a big downwind here. Andrews Air Force Base. It's where the dignitaries usually fly in and out of, especially the president. Big airlift base. I think Air Force One is parked there. Matter of fact, I know it is. Should look around while we have a chance, right, guys? Yeah, it's Andrews. That's Washington, D.C. Nationals up here. So we're going to enter big downwind, come back in, stay to the west. Follow, basically, the RNAV follows this river. That's why they call it the river visual, down like that. But it's risky to do. That's national right there. So it's going to take us over here. They'll vector us out. RNAV will keep us out over the river. You'll see Washington, D.C. over on your left as we make our approach. Yeah, I'm not sure who asked me to fly in and do the river visual. But anyway, it's just close, right? They don't do too many river visuals anymore because since they got the RNAVs, they're more accurate. They don't have to worry about as many deviations. Yeah, I'm out of habit changing my view before I come in because of the other airplane I've been flying. I haven't had to do that. All right, we've entered a downwind here. Somewhere out here, I'll clear as direct Derek and clear as for the RNAV. I won't. Our mysterious controller will. Washington, D.C. Bossy blows. Now, this might be a better time to take a look, huh, guys? Yeah, there's Washington National right there. So we're going to come up here, go around Washington, come up over the river, follow the RNAV approach, which takes us basically the path of the river, just like that, and lands us on 19. That's the Washington Monument there. Potomac Bridge. Capitol areas back in here. Where's the White House? Somewhere out there. I don't know. You guys probably know better than me. Let's get back in formation, soldier. All right, sir, I'm back in formation. Roger that. What a nerd I am, huh? Nothing wrong with that. Total geek. All right, how we doing here? We're descending down to 2600. We can go level change now. We'll get down there. And we're below 260. Flaps 1. Bobby boy. I know that seems offensive, Bobby boy, but he honestly he doesn't mind it. All right, we'll get down to 26. We'll give ourselves a little left-hand turn there and vector ourselves in over Derek. Take a look at Derek. It's really only how many miles is it from the runway? It's only like 8 miles from the runway, so you probably want to be about 180 knots on this approach. But we're slowed down plenty here. They probably have us at 210 in the real world. There's the river right there. See it on the below the PFD map. Right there's 26. It's a good airplane, guys. This ASOBO 787-10 and the Kuro 787-8 and soon to be the Horizon 787-9. They're nice airplanes. They do a lot. Whatever study level is, I don't know what that is, but these guys are pretty good airplanes. All right, so yeah, it's a little finicky here on the map display, guys. It really is. It's normally it's not hard to turn this, right? Nine, so how about a 270 heading? Right about in there. We'll keep the turn going back around. And American 123 heavy. You are cleared direct to Derrick. The RNAV runway 19. Direct Derrick, RNAV 19 for American 123 heavy. All right, so let's go in here, guys. We'll go direct Derrick, enter, back up to the panel, hit LNAV, BNAV, there's two lights, right? Two buttons, speed intervene, bring this back, get the flaps to 5, two windows. We can set this one all the way down. We are in alt. We can set this one down to 500. So we get 500 set, speed's coming back. Here's Derrick, or path, LNAV, speed intervene. I'm going to go one at flap speed. There's the river, right? We're going to basically follow the river on the RNAV approach. And it should fly it all the way down. Let's get this map here so you can see it a little better. All right, you can go flaps 15 because we are below 215. And we want to be fully configured by CTOC on approach speed. Here comes the descent. Let's go gear down so we have plenty of drag out there in flaps 20. And flaps 20 is 210 on the speed. So flaps 25, so as long as flaps 25 is 180, so we're already there. So we can go flaps 25. And then 170 is flaps 30. Let's make sure our approach speed is correct. And it is 144 now. And American, contact tower on 19.1. Contacting tower 19.1, American 123 heavy. And Reagan Tower, American 123 heavies on the RNAV 19. American 123 heavy, Reagan Tower, roger, you're clear to land, runway 19. Clear to land 19, American 123. There's the, you can't see it, it's behind my face. We'll see it when we turn here. There's the river. See how the ground track pretty much follows. If we were flying the river visual, we'd stay over the river and we have certain crossing altitudes. And there, you'll see when we roll out here. I'm going to bring the speed back. 150. And I'm going to go flaps to 30. 4 landing checklist, please, Bobby. 4 landing checks complete, Senor. We are on the path, it's descending nicely. And we are inside of the marker, so we can set our approach altitude, Mr. Approach altitude.
1000.
LNAV, VNAV. It's coming in. There it is, runway 19 over there, guys. How's this for a cool approach, huh? Washington, D.C. over there. And that's our runway over there. We'll let it fly it right around. Turn off the autopilot when it rolls out. Look at this. Stable, target, sinking 4.
Minimum.
Autopilot's off. Red over white. Flying on in. River visual, but it's really the RNAV. Let's get a nice landing, huh?
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Landed a little long, didn't I, for a short runway? It's pretty stupid. It is 80 knots. Yeah, the other guy would have been screaming at me. 60. Coming out. American, you can clear on the runway. Roger, I could clear on the runway for Hurricane 123. Thank you. American, you make that big turn there on Juliet? Yeah. Yeah. Let's do it, guys. Nah, we better not. We better not. See this big turn they want us to make on Juliet? That's not cool. So we'll just clear on Charlie. Roger, that's fine, American. Somebody was just asking me that the other day, if you can make that turn. It's in the airplane, yeah, you can do it. In the sim here, it's kind of tough because you really can't see where the heck you're going, you know? I don't need to be going off the runway with the president down the road. I'm going to stop here and do a little GSX thing. See if there's a gate that can handle us. Zero suitable parking. Well, isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Fine, have it your ways, kids. Yeah, I just found a parking spot right up here, guys. All right, let's go inside. Tried to do it legit. All right, Bobby boy, you can actually start the APU for me, please. I see American Airlines over here, right? Why don't we go in there? We'll see if we can find a spot. We'll just go right in here. I'm going to use the little magic thing here. Yeah, let's try to park at one of these little old gates. Little old gates. Southwest. Guys don't mind, right? Oh, why don't we park? Yeah, this looks good. Totally wrong. Park at this little guy right in here. I'll be standing in the chief pilot's office in no time at all. I know I'm off. I'm not going to park. I don't want to hit that jet bridge. We'll just go in here and we'll see if they'll move us a little. Yeah, we're not going to go way over there. We'll hit the jet bridge. Like I'm really being legit here, right, guys? All right, brakes are parked. Seatbelt sign is off. APU is running. APU is running. Can chop them. Go back to the overhead. Kill the hydraulics. Fuel. Beacon. Nav we leave on. And I think the emergency lights are way up here. So why don't we come in here? And emergency lights way up here. We're off. And checklist, please. Parking brake we're going to leave on. Flaps, they should be up. No, not quite. Okay, they're up. Normal shutdown IRSs. External power, not yet. Let's ask for GSX. I wonder. Request deboarding.
The boarding requested.
Do you want to at the default position? Yes. I don't care. Southwest Airlines, let them do the honors, right? Okay, we got his ground power. So we can kill the APU. It's warm enough out there. Cool enough. They'll be just fine. Battery power off. Turn the lights all the way down. Let's go outside and see what they did. Oh, look at that. That's an interesting docking, huh? Just watch your step there, folks.
Passengers deboarding starting.
One here. I don't know if you can see him. Nah, they're no fools. They get out of there in a hurry. All right, guys. Here we are, Ronald Reagan Airport, Washington, D.C. Thanks for going. I'm back. Getting ready for Across the Pond. Don't forget to subscribe. Take it easy. While the time's out.